Hey asshole, I've got two important questions for you. How far would you go for a sponsorship, and how far would you go for YouTube views? Would you crash a plane? Would you commit a felony? Huh? If your answer to that question is no, then you're a pussy and a coward. Take it from my man Trevor, who recently possibly crashed his plane on purpose for the sake of a viral YouTube video, which was also a sponsorship deal. It's a pretty wild story and one that I've been following actively since the day it was posted, which was about 13 days ago now. So just to break it down, I'll go ahead and play some footage quickly. An extreme YouTuber named Trevor, who's known for doing extreme shit like piloting, parachuting, skateboarding. I swear to God, this dude'll finger blast your girlfriend while hitting a kickflip. He recently posted a video called I Crashed My Plane, and in the video he takes his friend's ashes and says he's going to spread them over his favorite mountains, but while on the flight, something goes awry. The engine stalls and he immediately abandons ship and just bails out of the plane. It honestly looks like in a video game when you press the wrong button when piloting, you just like accidentally jump out. And then he makes sure to get his GoPro and selfie stick ready so he gets some awesome footage of him skydiving basically from the plane that is inevitably going to crash. And while watching this, it seems like a scene right out of the Power Rangers movie from the early 2000s with Ivan Ooze, where the Rangers skydive, but they're hitting like all these gnarly tricks on a surfboard. That's the exact same vibe I got from this part. And then he parachutes, he lands, and then he hikes up to the crashed plane to observe the wreckage. And you can see it's completely totaled, it crashed into the side of the mountain, and then he's just kind of talking about it and then hikes back to civilization. Now I watched this on stream last night, that's twitch.tv/moistcritical. I stream every day, come stop by, it's the only stream guaranteed to get you laid. I'll put a link in the description. And while watching it with chat, we were just kind of going over everything, and then I watched a video that kind of talks about all of the things that are wrong with it. I'm no pilot, I'm really fucking dumb when it comes to aircrafts and everything, but there's a lot wrong with the video that the actual pilots have pointed out, and a couple of them that I'd like to just mention right away is almost no pilot flies with a parachute. That is very alarming for most pilots to see, apparently. And even he himself never flies with a parachute. In all of his other videos, he's never wearing one while piloting. He also doesn't really try to do anything to solve the problem when it stalls. It also stalls at a very convenient cruising altitude. And instead of trying to actually fix the problem, he just immediately bails out. And as another YouTuber pointed out, it's very suspicious that while something has gone wrong with the engine, we never see inside of the cockpit. All the cameras, like there's 12 cameras on this fucking thing. It's like a goddamn complete 360 video basically of all the camera coverage, but not a single time while the engine is apparently malfunctioning do we see anything in the cockpit. We only get the outside exterior shots of him about to jump out. So that was another very suspicious thing. A couple other pilots pointed out weird things that they noticed in the cockpit itself before everything goes wrong, and just so many things that make this video very suspicious. Seeing the YouTuber crash the plane for views? Yeah! I actually saw that the day he posted it. Someone sent me it in an email. Yeah, his name's Trevor Jacobs, the guy who crashed his plane. He still got it up, too. Oh, he turned off comments. You coward. Oh, you blew it, Trevor. You blew it. Yeah, so this dude... I mean, I'll let it play. Thanks for some bees. So, to break it down, well, you know, let me just let it play and then we can go over it. I watched this the day it was posted, though. I was on the forefront of this drama. Why, though? There's a couple theories. Most people think he did it just for the sponsorship since it's a Ridge Wallet sponsorship. So he wanted it to have good views so that way he'd get other sponsorships from them. Like, oh, look at how well this video performed for us. That's like the leading theory. But then the other theories is just wanting the attention. That insatiable appetite for some updates.
What's happening? How's it going? My name's Trevor Jacob. Super grateful he'll be joining us.
Says in the video the engine fails. Okay, so... I can already see people coming in here like, no, Charlie, this is completely legitimate. So let's go over a couple of things, and I'll play the corresponding clips. So it's around right here, where the engine stalls. Everything's gone wrong. Catastrophes happened. Every pilot's worst nightmare, next to like getting hit by an anti-air missile. And his first instinct is to jump out of the plane. He doesn't try and fix anything. He literally just leaps immediately, which is quite literally, from what I understand, the last thing anyone should ever do as a pilot. There's a whole checklist of things they do before even considering this. And also, no pilots fly with a parachute normally. And neither does this guy. He only flew with a parachute in this video and this video alone. All the other videos with him piloting a plane, he is not wearing a parachute. I love the way he exits the plane, though. And luckily it stalled at a nice cruising altitude. Dropping tilted towers. Yeah. Another thing a lot of people pointed out is while he's falling, you can see a ton of places that he could have potentially landed this plane. I'm not a pilot, so the reason I never even bothered talking about it is because I don't know fuck all about it. There were people a lot smarter than me that really dissected this and pointed out all of the bullshit. And this is a felony, crashing a plane on purpose. This is a really big deal. So obviously it generated a lot of waves in the actual community of pilots. So again, he never wore a parachute when piloting any of the other planes that he has flown in, yet he claims that he always wears one, which is just a blatant lie.
That's why I always freaking fly with a parachute.
No which he doesn't. Service. Yep. So this was obviously a big deal. I saw it when it happened. But there are so many things wrong with this. There's almost no realm where this is legitimate. Unless, of course, he quite honestly is the worst pilot to ever live, I suppose.
So Trevor's airplane that you normally see him flying in,
with no parachute,
red and white experimental airplane with the tail number, you can tell like it's very obvious that it's a different plane.
Guy jumped out of his airplane like he reached the map limit.
You can clearly see the registration. We've got Santa Barbara and Santa Ynez.
Man, he's so lucky it didn't just miss the mountains and crash into a town. Like, holy fuck.
And then it does seem like the numbers have been painted over or obscured in some way, though, because you can never get a clear.
Why would that help his case, though?
See what the numbers actually say.
If you can't see the numbers, why is that helpful to him? Because they can't track the flight.
Where's your paraglider?
But how does that help him if they can't track the flight? Can't they just watch this and pretty much plot the flight like this YouTuber did? I don't see how it's not. I don't see that how it helps him though. For no room for speculate. Okay. I mean, I guess, yeah. I suppose. It just feels stupid, because if he's going to film this whole thing, he should obviously know that they can find his course. He shows him leaving the airport, and, like, that's probably... If 4chan can find Shia LaBeouf's flag in the middle of fucking nowhere by airplane routes and constellations, I'm sure the FAA could probably figure out where this dumb asshole was going, and what mountains he crashed into, considering there was only 2 possible locations nearby.
So if we take a look at the
oh my god,
flight,
what am I looking at?
We have right
what the
here,
fuck?
Lompoc, he said that his destination.
Oh my god, Jesus, fuck.
Up here. So this is where he started. This is there.
We're in the mainframe.
I felt like I needed to say something. A lot of other people have questions too.
That's another thing I noticed. The actual pilot community is for some reason like the most respectful and nicest community of all time that I've ever seen on the internet. Like in the comments before he disabled them, all the pilots that knew this was bullshit, they were like, well, there's a lot of inconsistencies with what I'm seeing here. I'd like to trust you, and I think against my better judgment I will, but here's everything that's clearly wrong about everything here. And even this guy's video, which is basically an exposed video, amounts to him just saying like, yeah, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It's probably just, about a lot of weird things happening. Yeah, plain people just seem super nice. And this exposed video is so big brain, I couldn't even understand half of the things he used to debunk the bullshit. For me, I knew it was garbage when someone sent it to me, and the first thing the dude did was just bail out of the plane like it was fucking GTA. He tried no troubleshooting at all from a cruising altitude where he had plenty of time to at least try and like restart the engine or like glide it to a landing nearby or anything. He's just like, yep, I'm fucking out. Peace. And then he has also one of the worst actors I've seen in a minute when he's like hiking through the place. He's like, oh my gosh, the freaking universe just saved me. The freaking universe is so good. This is why I always freaking parachute. I wonder if he's actually going to say anything about this at any point. I would imagine probably not. But he's kept the video up. So I wonder what's going to come from it. Again, it's a serious crime. Like a very serious crime. Low-key terrorist attack. I mean, it is, yeah, not super wrong. He just bails out of a plane and lets it crash. It could have crashed anywhere. He had no control over where that thing was going to crash, nor who was in the area nearby. And as we just saw in the last video, there's like a whole town that's not far from these mountains. And by not far, I mean they're literally right next to these mountains. Now, I didn't mention this on stream, but it's something I thought of right after ending stream. If this video didn't have the plane crash, then what was the purpose of the video? It's basically just a video of a guy flying his plane and then landing it. I guess the draw of the video could have been spreading his friend's ashes, but that's a very personal thing and not exactly like a viral piece of content. And Trevor's channel is full of nothing but extreme moments, like all of his piloting ones have like scary stories or taking people up that are very afraid, and it's all very like exciting stuff. Whereas if this video didn't have the plane crash, it's literally just him flying and then landing. And this has a sponsor on it. Sponsors typically want to be on a piece of content they're confident would perform well. A video where Trevor just flies and lands isn't exactly going to be something that really fucking pops off in the algorithm or anything like that. But a plane crash, well, that has the potential to really get wacky, and especially for a sponsorship, it'd be something they'd be confident in doing well. And I'm sure Trevor would have come up with a plan to make the content more exciting, considering all of his other content is, like, over the top, whereas this one would have just been flying and landing. So it just seems really out of character, and there could be merit to that argument where, because it was a sponsorship, Trevor felt like he needed to do something bigger, so he came up with this plan of crashing the plane. Again, all of this could be completely genuine. Maybe all of this is real, the plane really malfunctioned, there was no saving it, so he bailed out. But with everything pointed out by the actual pilots in the community, as well as everything they were able to uncover, it seems unlikely. It seems more like this was a stunt to generate views and interest in his channel and content, which is pretty fucked up if that is the case. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this. That's about it. So yeah. Often during streams I'm asked who I think the worst YouTuber on the site is, and typically I'll default to saying Rice Gum because he's a massive insufferable douchebag and his content is about as much fun to watch as watching your grandfather bare-ass sit onto a cactus while he has a hemorrhoid. But objectively speaking, I don't think he's the worst YouTuber on the site. He's certainly still my least favorite, but I think I found the worst YouTuber that this site has to offer, so let's go ahead and dive in. This channel's name is NNA Productions, and it's so generic it makes Nickelback look like rock and roll pioneers. This channel is a scientific anomaly that challenges our very understanding of the basic particles of the universe. Now, he makes the same video every time. Every video is exactly the same, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration, like, oh, he pumps out the same type of content. He makes the exact same video every single time, just with one detail changed. He says the exact same things verbatim in every single video, regardless of what the video's title is. He does the exact same things. It's all so incredibly formulaic, and nothing changes from video to video, except the very end where he changes the scare. It's exactly like those children channels that spit out, just fucking vomit out the Finger Family videos hourly where they change one thing about it, like maybe one visual on the screen and then upload it. His channel is that, but for generic shitty clickbait and trends.
If I spin this fidget spinner on this mini mouse, or just on this mini mouse for 5 seconds, you guys have to smash the like button. Dear guys, let's do this. 3, 2, 1, let's do this. 1, 2, 3.
I'm gonna go ahead and spoil the shocking plot twist here. He does manage to successfully spin that fidget spinner for more than 5 seconds, so now you're contractually obligated to smash that motherfucking like button for him. Now I know what you're thinking, this must have been made in 2017. Well, it wasn't. This was uploaded today, July 30th, 2018. Now let's go ahead and watch the intro to a video uploaded a few months ago where he did the same thing with Thanos. Don't FaceTime Thanos at 3 a.m. And in this kid's defense, that's probably just generally good advice. You don't want to be FaceTiming Josh Brolin at 3 a.m. He'll have you spitting teeth out of your dick hole.
If I spin this fidget spinner on this Thanos ring for 5 seconds, you guys have to smash the like button.
And that right there is how he starts every single video he's ever made. It's an amazing circus stunt that he's able to perform here. I have no doubt that this talented fidget spinning man will soon be one of the headliners in Las Vegas for this act of his. But now the question on no one's mind, where does he go from here? Let's find out.
Boom, now guys have to smash the like button.
Wanna join my free gift cards giveaway? Subscribe to my channel, like the video, and turn notifications on. And finally, tell me on the comment section that you subscribe.
Bingo, bango, bongo. I bet you didn't expect this video to go from super shitty and uncomfortable to watch to actual scam. It's a literal crime. You're not allowed to host fake giveaways. It's an actual felony to do that. So what he's doing is breaking the law because there's no winners for these giveaways. It's not just a trivial YouTube rule he's breaking here, akin to running down the hallway without your hall pass to take a tinkle in the urinals and the hall monitor catches you and says, hey, that's not good. It's a literal law, an actual felony to host a fake giveaway. So he's breaking a law, and he is also breaking a YouTube rule, but for some reason, he's done this in every single video, and he has still not had his channel taken down yet. But the most disgusting part about this scam is the way he delivers it, too. He makes it as creepy as possible, like it was some type of found footage shit in a snuff film or some dark web shit that you accidentally stumble upon and it keeps you awake at night. He gets right up into the mic and he whispers it. If you want to join my gift card giveaway, send me pictures of you flexing your asshole.
Brand new video, another day, another banger. Guys, on today's video we have a really insane video, alright? Minnie Mouse is like the girl version of Mickey Mouse, alright guys? It is like so creepy. For those who don't know who's Minnie Mouse, I'll put the picture right over, guys. Look at this. So this is Minnie Mouse, alright guys? It's the girl version of Mickey Mouse, alright guys? I know everyone knows who's Mickey Mouse, and I think everyone knows who's Minnie Mouse, the girl version of Mickey Mouse, alright?
Oh, shit, I'm sorry, I didn't catch that one there. Who exactly is Minnie Mouse? He only said it 6 times there to pad for time in the 10-minute video. Might have to rewind so I can catch it again. He just really let that one slide under there. I didn't know who Minnie Mouse was, and now I may never know because I didn't get to catch him the first 100 fucking times he says it.
That's what happens, guys, alright? But before this video starts, you guys know what to do. Boom, go follow me on both of my social medias, guys. It's all on screen right now. So follow me on there for a chance to get a shout out every video, guys, like this. Alright guys, this is how to get an Instagram shout out, alright guys? So first make sure to follow me on my Instagram.
The first 3 minutes of every single one of his videos is basically just an advertisement for all of his social media and scams. And he makes them so incredibly creepy. For some reason, he records like the footage of the Instagram and Snapchat shit and the giveaway scams as if he's locked in a basement held at gunpoint to read the script and he's given like a really shitty walkie-talkie to read it into. It just sounds disgusting, as if I'm listening to someone fart underwater while also a tornado is hitting above the water so you can hear that in the background too as ambient noise. It's just fucking insulting to hear it on my ears and it's just downright uncomfortable.
51 comments. Yo, you guys are so insane. And then I just went in the comment section and I'm just going to shout out to you guys, alright? So make sure to comment more for a more chance to get a shout out, alright? So now I'm just gonna scroll down. If you guys see your name, just screenshot it. Eshkere.
I'm gonna save you the misery of sitting through this because it is 1 minute and 30 seconds of an uninterrupted montage of him scrolling through his Instagram comments. And they're just copy and pasted comments. He has maybe 4 active Instagram followers, but each one of them leaves about 200 comments each to compete in his fake giveaways. It's pathetic, and it's sad, and I have no doubt that he operates a couple of those accounts to inflate his comment numbers as well. But man, this guy wasn't lying. He is back with another banger. Some savage hot fucking fire out here. Don't let your girlfriend or wife watch this man, because they will get pregnant just from looking at his beauty. And if they see his Instagram comments, shit bro, you just lost your girlfriend and wife.
Smash that like button, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and turn on post notification to be on notification squad, guys. And before this video starts, you know what time it is?
This one's my fault. I should have known what time it was. It's more dubstep time. So we're 4 minutes into the video. 4 or 5 minutes, I don't remember, and I don't feel like looking again, but somewhere in that ballpark. And he has still not even gotten to the point of the video or done anything that relates to the title. All of it is just padding for time to reach 10 minutes, and he does this exact same routine, exactly the way you're seeing it here, in every single one of his videos. It is a carbon copy. Each single fucking video. And there's so much dubstep in each video that you will be shitting out wub wub bubbly bub boo 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 beats. It is fucking putrid. It is the most disgusting content on the site. And it's so fucking scummy too, because not only does he do a fake giveaway, but he wastes everyone's time with these horrible dance breaks and Instagram scrolls. I don't understand at all how this is even allowed to be on here. A, because he's breaking rules by doing the fake giveaway and laws. And B, how the fuck has he not been chased off the site? Who watches this? Who actually sits there and awaits each upload so that way they can watch his dance times and his fidget spinning on top of erect penis time? And I don't know who would ever find this content entertaining. The obvious answer is always kids, but what kind of kid has the patience to keep watching the same video every single time? And it's not like this is a charismatic or entertaining guy. He doesn't tell jokes. He doesn't do anything except beg you to smash the like button and subscribe, ring the bell, enter in his fake giveaway, and then send him pictures of your fucking flaccid asshole.
I just came into WhatsApp and Minnie Mouse is actually here. You look at this guy's Minnie Mouse. I just saved their name and then her profile picture just showed up. There's like no way guys, this is so insane. Look guys, I'm just gonna open it. Oh my god, look at this guys, it is actually Minnie Mouse.
Well, I'm convinced.
She's sending me the mouse emoji too. Yo, I'm gonna say, is this actually Minnie Mouse?
That's a bulletproof strategy. He wants to confirm it's the real Minnie Mouse by asking her straight up. Gotta make sure it's not a child predator or sex offender or anything like that. But hey kid, if it's not too much to ask for, I don't mean to interrupt dance time, playtime, nap time, whatever the fuck else kind of breaks you take in this video, but could you please clean off your camera here in this shot? It's very blurry. You got a little semen left on it.
Wait, you'll see. Oh my god guys, he just said wait, you'll see. Look at this, she's oh my god. She's FaceTiming me guys, there's like no way. Look at this, like Minnie Mouse is actually FaceTiming me. Yo, this is like creeping me out guys, look. Minnie Mouse.
Listening to this man speak is like listening to a record player keep skipping and looping the same shit over and over again. It's like when your Netflix starts to drop connection so it goes back a couple of milliseconds so you keep hearing the same things back and forth. That's exactly what his videos are. He repeats himself as many times as possible to keep padding for time. What a goddamn hero.
Wait, who's that? Who's laughing? I can't say it.
I already know who you are. I think I'm going to visit you.
No, please. Minnie Mouse, no, I don't want you to visit me.
And cut. That was a fucking great take right there. Stellar acting. Let's go ahead and move on to the next scene. Your lines for this one will be, oh, hi, Mark. The room's gonna be a big hit, kid, and you're the star. You're fucking nailing it out here. Your delivery is second to none.
Guys, Minnie Mouse said she wants to visit me. Like, I don't even want to see her again. Yo, like, Minnie Mouse said she want to visit me, but I don't want to see her. Yo, there's like no way, guys. Like, there was a creepy guy talking, and then it was Minnie Mouse, alright, guys?
Oh, thank God. Thank you for the plot summary. I zoned out there for a minute, and I must have missed some crucial details, but luckily you were there to repeat it to me a couple of times. That way I was sure to remember what had just happened a few seconds prior. Like a little 24 flashback, a previously on type deal. I respect that. Very great work. I'm guessing this kid just expects everyone who clicks on his videos to have their eyes closed during it because he just constantly tells you what you just saw.
No way, guys, it's insane. At the beginning he said, hey. I said, hey, who is this? He said, Minnie Mouse. And then a creepy guy just started laughing like out of nowhere, alright, guys? And then I said, wait, who is that? Who's laughing? And then he said, who are you? I said, I'm not gonna tell you who I am, I'm sorry. And then he said, I already know who you are. And then he started laughing, and then Minnie Mouse came. And then he said, I think I'm going to visit you. And at the end as well, he said, I'm going to visit you again. Yo.
Okay, alright, yeah, I was able to follow all that. Okay, I think we're all up to speed now. So what we just witnessed has now also just been summarized for us here. So you can either use the Clip Notes version that he's giving, or you can go back and watch it again for yourself.
Oh my god. Yo, there's no way, guys. Oh my gosh, she looks so creepy. Minnie Mouse. Yo, why is my camera shaking? Yo, Minnie Mouse. Oh my god. You guys, look, it's actually the real Minnie Mouse. Oh my god. How did you came here? What the, oh my god. You guys. Over here, alright guys? So I want you to hit a big thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. And turn on the post notification to be on notifications. Oh my god.
Well, I'm not sleeping tonight. Jesus Christ. Did you see that? And did you see her at the end too when he was going through his 9th time of telling you to subscribe, like, and check out his Instagram so you can send him nudes? You saw Minnie Mouse behind him, right? Like, I'm not going insane. Like, that shit was real. Yo, guys, that was holy fuck. Man, let's check out his Thanos one. Let's go ahead and see if there's any similarities between the two.
Join my free gift cards giveaway, subscribe to my channel, like the video.
I'm just gonna scroll down. If you guys see your name, just screenshot it. Let's go. To be on notification squad, guys, and we are just gonna be calling Thanos. Yo, Thanos, please stop it. You look so creepy. Yo, and he doesn't focus on him. Yo, Lucas, it's actually Thanos.
So we got to hit the fake gift card giveaway, the 5-second fidget spinning like blood oath that you take, the Instagram scrolling for a couple minutes, the dance break, the repeating yourself, and then eventually FaceTiming Thanos. And when we get to the big reveal where he's using the backpack stickers on a popsicle stick, you couldn't even get the camera in focus, so it just looks like a giant purple dick that's waving around over there, as if Barney was on the other side of the wall with a huge boner slapping it around. Some real spooky shit you've seen here today, but I hope I didn't scare you all too bad by showing you this, but I think I showed you the worst YouTuber on the site, objectively speaking. See ya. It's not often I like to spend a lot of time and play around in the pig pen when it comes to internet beef. I usually like to put that beef on a taco and just eat it one time, and I don't think there's any reason to go back for seconds. Typically, the cycle of life works. I'll make a video on something or someone, make jokes about it, talk about it, and then that person will respond with their own jokes, saying their own piece, and that's that. That's proper internet drama etiquette. That's just a beautiful thing, the way the Lord intended. I don't usually like to go back and respond to their response. It just seems highly unnecessary and feels more like milking a situation than actually like making it entertaining or just generally talking about something. Of course, I have done it in the past a few times where it really feels like it's an important situation and one that I really do need to respond to again, or if it's just a highly wild one and I just have that little devil on my shoulder that I can't persuade otherwise and it forces me to make yet another video about something silly. But usually I steer clear of it, and today's one of those special cases where I am going to be responding to someone's response. 2 days ago now, I made a video on a self-proclaimed super wealthy guru who was talking about how he could take your girl because he has so much money, and if you make less than 10K a month, you shouldn't go to the gym. You're a fucking idiot if you go to the gym. It was just really embarrassing stuff, and I was just pointing out how silly and stupid all of it was, just making fun of him. And he didn't take too kindly to it, so he put on his extra small big boy pants and said, "Alright, bub, so you want to tussle with the lack of muscle? I'll challenge you to a fight." So he made a fight declaration to me to, like, box me. And this is the main reason I'm talking about this goober again. When you challenge someone to a fight because they made jokes about you, I feel like you lose on the spot because all you're showing is that the jokes hurt your feelings. They got under your skin. So now you're coping with this defense mechanism of, I'll beat you in a fight because of what you said. And I feel like that's just the ultimate fucking L. Now, let's walk through this hypothetical. Let's say I took up the malnourished Martian on his fight offer and he beats my ass. He brutalizes me somehow. He takes his McLaren out and he's like, "Get a load of this, tough guy," and he starts wailing on me. What does that change about everything I've said about him? It's all still the truth. All the jokes are still applicable. It's just never fully computed with me because it always comes across as even whinier and more pathetic, at least in my eyes. And I'm sure the reason he's doing it is just for the sake of soaking up as much attention as possible. He makes it very clear in the beginning of the video that he's doing all of this for views, so I have no doubt that's the play. But what if I was to accept his offer? I feel like that would be his legitimate worst nightmare because I am 100% sure he's never thrown a punch in his life, not even in his dreams, because his bones would shatter. And let's not forget, I do keep that big iron on me. And these pythons, they don't play nice. But being in great shape doesn't correlate to being a great fighter. So who knows, maybe this guy absolutely could slap me around in a physical fight. But we won't find out because I don't plan on accepting the offer regardless.
It was by this guy Penguinz, whatever his name is.
Brother, you have the video up on the screen. What do you mean Penguinz, whatever his name is? You could have just opened your eyes. Are you too wealthy to just read? Can you read? It's Penguinz0.
He was talking a bunch of crap about my video. So we're going to respond. This is my reaction. Okay, we're not going to get heated in this. I'm not really massively triggered. I just want to take advantage of the views. So we're going to get right into this.
Immediately, this little weasel's already lying. I wasn't talking crap about his videos. I was talking shit about his videos.
Okay, I don't only own a McLaren. I used to have a 570S that was white. If you followed me for a while, you know this. It was a convertible drop top. Okay, had that car, sold it. Got a yellow Maserati, then got bored, and I was like, I got to get another McLaren. So I have a McLaren, a Maserati Ghibli. That's a 1 of 5, by the way, which costs way more than this entire fucking YouTube channel's ad revenue on a monthly basis. And then...
Man, he's really putting that egg on my face right now. I look real silly. This guy means business. He's got a lot of expensive cars. Holy shit. And he sets the record straight. The McLaren isn't rented. He showed the keys, and then even mentioned that he puts his Instagram sticker on the back. So I'd prefer if he just rented it. You put your fucking Instagram handle as a sticker on the back of your McLaren, it's already worthless now. You've ruined it.
I literally post this thing all around. I have my Instagram sticker on the back. People have seen the videos all over. You can't rent that every single day. Okay, so this part pisses me off because he says the name wrong like 8 times in a row. It's not McLaren, it's McLaren. Okay, so that's how we know this guy doesn't really have a lot of status. He doesn't understand these things.
Well, you can't argue with him there. That is a bulletproof case he's presented. I wasn't pronouncing it to his liking. I wasn't saying McLaren, though. I was just saying it fast. McLaren, 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 McLaren. Like, it's not a hard word to pronounce. I don't know why he's trying to nitpick that. But anyway, I don't need to go through this with a fine-tooth comb. I'll show you the creme de la creme here. I'll give you the climax where he mentions the boxing match with me.
The funny part is that I don't need to be in shape. And you know what? I'm going to make this statement in the video. We should do a boxing match with him because he does not. I'll box this guy. I'll do something with him because I guarantee you he can't outrun me in a mile. Okay. I can still, to this very day, with the amount of times that I don't work out, I can still run a 6-minute mile, maybe 5.5-minute mile.
Whoa, stand back. We got ace athlete out here who could beat me in a race, which he absolutely could. I have no doubt about that. I can count on 2 fingers the people I can beat in a foot race. 1, a toddler that hasn't learned to walk yet, so he can only crawl. And 2, a 90-year-old that's using a walker. Everything else is going to be a close match. Though I don't know what running has to do with boxing. The two don't really correlate. They're very different. But anyway, the boxing offer. This is what I'm saying. I find that to just be completely worthless. Like, that has nothing to do with anything I was saying at all. If I was making the claim that I could beat his ass, then that boxing challenge holds a lot of water. Then that holds a lot of weight. I was just making fun of him. I've just always said, like, if you challenge someone to a fight because they hurt your feelings, that's an embarrassing look for you. It'd be a very different story if I was the one instigating, like, oh man, this guy, I'd beat his ass all over the place. I'd beat him like a drum. Then him challenging me to a fight's like, okay, he's stepping up. Now, am I going to follow through on what I was saying? And then it's on me, and then I look like a bitch if I don't. And I feel like that's not a super hot take, because usually it's a fight fire with fire. So if you're getting insulted or you feel insulted because of the jokes, you insult back or make jokes back. And that's the accepted battle terms. For an example, Uwe Boll, terrible director, used to make a lot of awful films, but his big shtick that made him a legendary clown is he would challenge his harshest critics to boxing matches. Critics that insulted his movies, he would challenge to a boxing match and he became an absolute laughingstock, even though somebody once accepted it and lost. Uwe Boll was still the bigger joke, and in fact was even a larger joke after winning against this critic. He didn't look tougher, he looked even stupider. It's just one of those things where when you get offended and your defense is, I'll fight you for it, I just feel like it's a bad look.
If I don't go to the gym, that doesn't mean I'm insecure. It means that I'm actually more confident in my body. I'm very talented in other areas. I don't need to have big muscles to be good or athletic at things, right? A lot of the things that we challenge ourselves with that we think that we can achieve are all up here. It really has not a lot to do with physical. I'm a marketer. I don't need to be massively fit, okay? I like to have all my stuff up here. Doesn't mean I have to go to the gym and be this muscle maniac. That this everybody has their own preference. I think that it's a waste of time. I think it's a mounds of insecurity.
This is the section where I was talking about his shaming of people that go to the gym and calling them fucking idiots for it. So he's immediately going off the rails into, like, lecture douchebag mode where he's like, well, actually, a lot of the obstacles that you encounter are mental, not physical. Like, that has nothing to do with anything right now. You're fighting some fucking ghosts. That doesn't matter. The whole point was, I even mentioned, if you're confident in your body, that's great. Why are you shaming people that want to look different than you do? You shitting on people who go to the gym, insinuating that they're poor and have no right to be there unless they're making more than $10,000 a month, comes across as bitter, delusional, and insecure. And for some reason, he tries to flip that around by saying, well, no, actually, going to the gym portrays insecurity. Like, the delusion is almost impressive. You're not even making any good points here. You're not even defending your stance very well. No one's forcing you to go to the gym. No one's twisting your arm like, hey, listen, Buster, get your ass in the gym. You don't have to. No one's making you. But why are you shitting on people that do? It's not a waste of time at all. It's not even a huge time commitment to get in good shape. An hour a day and then changing your diet around to make your health better? Like, it's not even this huge detriment that's going to lead to them being broke or anything. It's just absolute nonsense from a guy who I'm certain has never picked up anything heavy in his life.
Because if you look at a person who lifts and a person who doesn't lift but has a lot of skill sets and has high intellect, The guy with a lot of intellect, with a lot of path and purpose and skill sets, it's gonna win. Just because you can lift things doesn't mean you're smart. It just means that you can just lift shit. I mean, it's like,
So much useless drivel and cope for why he doesn't lift. You can do both here, dummy. You can lift and still be highly intellectual, even if being in great shape isn't necessary for the skill set for your career path. It's still probably worth doing because it's not a massive time investment for it. Lifting occasionally and eating better is not somehow going to ruin your chance of success and lead to you being broke and unable to find a career path that makes more than 10K a month or whatever the fuck you're talking about. This is just all mental gymnastics to justify you personally not wanting to go to the gym. Just don't. But I don't understand the point in shitting in people who do. It's just so weird.
there's no excuse to why you can't make 10K a month. And honestly, life doesn't really start until $30,000 a month. I make a bunch of videos about this.
I know a lot of people think this guy is rage baiting or playing a character, but I have good reason to believe that he is completely genuine. From everything I've seen from him, this really does seem to be the way he views the world. He proudly proclaims that life doesn't start till you're making 30K a month, and that there's absolutely no excuse for somehow making less than 10K a month. This is a guy who lost touch with reality long, long ago.
It's not what I'm talking about as far as protect. It's not about the physicality. It's about the fact of the matter that she needs to feel safe and protected in a nice home with a good financial situation, be able to raise kids and be able to go out with her friends and still be the woman that she wants to be and have her own path and purpose. It's not about the physicality, okay? And also, if you make enough money, you get a security team, okay? Now, I don't have one, but all I'm saying there is that you use money to give you extra freedoms.
So he made a point to say that if you're not making 6 figures a year, you need to break up with your girlfriend right now because he'll probably fucking steal her from you because he has more money, which means he can protect her and provide for her better than you can. He explains that the protecting thing wasn't about physicality, like physically being able to defend her from harm. It was being able to give her like a big house and shelter and financial freedom to spend money to go out with her friends and raise a kid. Now, I live in the real world where you don't need 6 figures to be able to provide a safe household like that to afford those kind of good things. But he's out there in fucking Narnia, Fantasyland, where apparently you need 6 figures for that. But regardless, what really stands out to me is his last claim, where when you're making a lot of money, you get a security team. That was a huge red flag. That sounded the alarms, the sirens blared that this guy is most likely a fraud and pretending he is fake. We, at our warehouse, actually did look into hiring a full-time security team for the property. It is an outrageous expense. From all of the research I've done on his media company, I can neither confirm nor deny if his claims are accurate about it generating 9 figures for his clients. The only place that's spouting those numbers are his websites, and he has fucking 3 of them. One of them hasn't been maintained in the last 3 years. All it does is drip feed fanfic about his upbringing, as well as 404 when you try and look up anything else about it. And then underneath a documentary he made where he sucks his own dick, it's just this giant white page, just this void of emptiness. So there's no good information there, but on his other 2 websites, he does have claims that it's 9-figure generating. But as he mentions in his response, that doesn't mean he's worth 9 figures. From all of the numbers I can find online, and I always take these with a grain of salt, his net worth is between $3 to $6 million. If those numbers are even close to accurate, he himself couldn't afford a full-time security team. He lives where I do, in Florida. If you wanted to hire just one full-time bodyguard for a property or whatever, you are looking at an expense of roughly $150K for one person. That's not even a full team. He would run out of money in like 2 years, perhaps. So it, to me, seems like he has no fucking clue what he's talking about. He's making it sound like this is a common purchase people start making when they start getting a lot of money, when it is not. This is something that's reserved only for like the highest income individuals or actual large businesses. To me, this really just feels like he's pretending. And making more than 10K a month doesn't enable you to magically protect her better.
If you see how he edits the video right there, he trimmed it because he knew what he was about to say was stupid. That's the only time where he trimmed the video, where he cut it. Because he knows that he was about to say that it's not important to make 10K a month when I know damn well with 12 million subscribers, he makes more than $10,000 a month. It's hypocritical for him to say that because he has things behind him right now that, from what I can see, they're not cheap things.
This is a big gotcha moment from him here. An astute observation, he noticed a cut, but then falsely claims it's the only one I made. Bro, I make cuts in videos. This isn't all just one take. Sometimes I actually do get videos in just like one full fucking take, but usually I don't. I'll fumble words. And that's when it gets cut, and I'll go back and explain things differently, say something else entirely. It's all very normal. I actually just did it. I'm not sure if you noticed. It's not uncommon. In a live stream, I can't do that. So yeah, all of that's one take. But I mean, you're in the space, right? Like, you have to know how video editing works and video making. I don't know why he's trying to catch me on a cut and assuming that I was about to say that making 10K a month isn't important. And it's also not hypocritical either, if I was to make that point. You don't need to be making 10K a month to be happy. You just simply don't. Your whole personality is money. I lived the majority of my life without even imagining $10,000 a month, and I was happy then too. Just as happy then as I am now. It's not a necessary, absolute must-have thing, and you're not a failure if you don't get $10,000 a month. Contrary to the delusion that you're fucking encumbered by, you don't need 30K a month to start living. You don't. Like, I can't believe anyone actually thinks that way. What an outrageous claim to make. So, I wasn't going to say that, but I'll say it now. You don't need 10K a month in order to go to the gym, to have a loving relationship, to provide for your girlfriend, protect her, have a happy life, have happy kids. You don't ever need to breach 10K a month to reach that level.
It's not a bad spot. I don't need a massive house with 18 fucking bedrooms with nobody to vacate them. That's a stupid financial investment, okay? The car is not, because the car is for marketing. The car is something I enjoy. Houses are stationary. They don't move. Cars move, and I have fun with the wind in my face.
Finally, something reasonable here. I pointed out that his house tour is a very nice spot, but it's not a mega mansion, which confused me because he's all about flexing his cars, for example. And he defended it by saying that it's a nice spot, but he doesn't need a big house. He doesn't want a huge mansion. It'd be a bad investment for him financially. He doesn't want a lot of eyes on him. And all of that makes sense. Completely agree. You don't need a huge house or anything like that. But then why doesn't that same line of logic apply to your McLaren and your supercars, your extremely expensive cars? He tries to say that the cars are for marketing. Why? Because you slap your Instagram handle on the back of one of them? I'm just going to hit you with the cold water and give you the truth. There has never been a single living, breathing human being that has seen a car with an Instagram handle on it that thought to themselves, wow, that piqued my interest. I can't wait to check out that Instagram account of that cool guy driving that car. 100% of the time, people write you off as driving a cringe mobile. That is the worst marketing. It's like anti-marketing. It makes people laugh at you. But regardless, with the house, you're right. You don't need a big house. Same way you didn't need those expensive cars. But you mentioned that you have fun with them. Well, I'd actually understand if you did have a mega mansion because it'd fall in line with what you were just talking about, where guys who don't make 6 figures a month need to break up with their girlfriends because they can't protect and provide. If you had a big house, you would be providing for your girlfriend, right? You mentioned that you have a girlfriend. I imagine she lives with you. You mentioned people live with you. Wouldn't getting a huge house pretty much be exactly what you preach? You're giving her a great place to be protected in, provided, afforded luxuries, raise a kid in. Like, that falls more in line with what you're saying than owning these worthless supercars. Like, that feels like it should be so much further down the list of priorities for your money. Now, I completely agree. You don't need a big house. But what you're not recognizing is that the way you're living your life in terms of, like, your house is exactly what I and everyone else with a brain is saying. That you don't need 30K a month to live a happy life. You don't need 30K a month to start living, as you claim. You are in a house right now with your girlfriend and whoever else that people could afford without 30K a month, and you are happy. And I imagine they are happy as well. So the life you are currently living contradicts the one that you are preaching about. You are living a lifestyle that is not 30K a month. You are living something that people can live right now without even coming close to that. And yet you're shitting on them if they don't reach it and shaming them for not making that kind of money. It's hypocritical, I would argue. I just wanted to mention that because I found it to be the most interesting component here. I ended up going through more of the video here than I planned on. I just found the whole thing to be just kind of fascinating in a way, so I just wanted to talk about it a little bit, and that's about it. See ya. On the surface, Fortnite might seem like an innocent game for children to play and enjoy, and adult douchebag YouTubers to peddle their creator code to exploit children's parents' credit cards, but what if I told you it's actually much darker than that? What if Fortnite was actually haunted. The YouTube community has really put an interesting spin on Fortnite, and I've looked at a lot of their content. There's a lot of top 5 scariest Fortnite moments, scary Fortnite stories and myths, and now I think Fortnite should be up there with the greats like the Conjuring universe, The Shining. The Fortnite kind of blows them all out of the fucking water thanks to YouTubers. Let's just go ahead and dive in here with some of the scariest Fortnite moments.
Number 3 clips. It doesn't seem like anything is going on at first. There's just a default skin in Retail Row scoping in on random buildings with a heavy jump scaring him, and I'm sure a lot of the viewers as well.
No doubt you soiled your diaper after that one. I'm not gonna lie to you, that shit almost made me shit my pants as well. That would terrify even the most seasoned of war veterans. That is just genuinely unnerving, and that's not even in the top 3 on this top 5 terrifying Fortnite moments compilation. Let's see what comes next. I can't even imagine.
But not completely sure, so feel free to correct me if I'm wrong.
Whew, good luck sleeping tonight after seeing that. That shit's gonna give me wet nightmares for at least a week. One thing I really like about SkyDiverge's channel here is he'll spend upwards of 2 minutes describing what the clip he's about to show has in a scene-by-scene breakdown, adding nothing to it, just very matter-of-fact, blankly and boringly telling you what you're about to see. And he does it all while sounding like the Burger King foot lettuce guy if he was fucked by Leafy is Here, because all he does is surf around in these Fortnite maps doing scary Fortnite compilations. It's awful. And he's very blatantly just padding for time by describing the clip he's gonna show you. And he has the audacity, the fucking shamelessness to put a paid promotion in the middle of every video where he promotes a Fortnite scam website.
Into the next clip, I want to tell you guys about a very cheap iconic bundle service which is very safe and verified to be legit by a lot of pro players. This site is ran by Damn Mods, and many pro players have used this service.
And as you'd expect, he also has his own Fortnite creator code that he's constantly begging people to use, just fisting their ass with that every fucking 10 seconds. But let me just say, the clips are terrifying, no doubt, but most of the scariness of the Fortnite horror community content doesn't come from the clips themselves. It comes from the shamelessness and how low the creators will sink to just squeeze every last dime from the children that watch them. Well, it's not their money, their parents' money. It's absolutely nuts how greedy the community is. It's just so predatory. Now, I got a little sidetracked. Let's go back to getting super duper scared. Go ahead and grab a tit to suckle on. Get your mommy in here, because it's about to get real fucking scary. We're gonna need some comfort food.
Going to be able to tell. He gets really freaked out and eventually just ends his stream because he's so scared.
Or I'm new here, you haven't already dropped a sub, I would greatly appreciate that. Okay, I need to not fall asleep. I am sorry, this is a lot shorter than I thought it was gonna be. I don't know, go raid Skilled Apple, go. I'm going home.
Yeah, this isn't even a Fortnite clip. I don't know why this is here, Sky. I understand the clip is shit your pants scary, no doubt about that, but your title is about Fortnite scary shit, not just scary shit in general. That's actually illegal, Sky. You could be sent to jail for that, thrown in the slammer for saying something's Fortnite when it's not Fortnite. Like, what else are you gonna do? You're gonna put like a fucking beheading video in your next Fortnite scary moments? And you can't do that, you know, because the beheading isn't a Fortnite related moment. It's disgusting, and I don't like what you've done here by lying to me like this, Sky.
Special video. In this video, he was messing around trying to do a backflip off some plastic chair, which isn't a very smart idea because those type of chairs are cheap and unstable. Well, he hopped right on the chair to do a back.
Give it a go. Alright. So hang on.
Yo, bro, you good? You good, dude? Are you good? Yo, hold up. Are you good, dude?
Dude.
You need help?
I understand that was disturbing to watch. It was very hard to look at, but I am happy to say he not only survived this traumatic experience, he has made a full recovery. Indeed, a very scary Fortnite stunt gone horribly wrong, but it luckily had a happy ending. I don't want to see any more of these crazy stunts. I can't even imagine what the other 4 people in this compilation did to get on this list. They must have fucking kickflipped over a shark while lighting themselves on fire to top something like what we just saw there. It's a fucking dangerously scary stunt. But what I do want to transition to is some horror stories from the Fortnite battlefield. This one is about a haunted creator code.
I received an email 3 weeks ago. Its subject line was only ... Use this creator code on your next purchase. If you do, you'll make a friend. If you don't, you'll make an enemy, and the consequences will be more than you can handle. Use creator code Beelzebub.
Don't worry, I'm gonna stop the video right there. I don't want anyone getting too scared, but now you know Fortnite's not as innocent as you thought it was. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Stephen King started working on some Fortnite horror. I just really wanted to showcase the talent in the scary Fortnite community. No one does it better. No one's better at picking Twitch clips from other streamers and putting them into their own video and making money off their content by calling it scary and top 5 in the title than these Fortnite YouTubers. They're extremely hardworking. They're extremely deserving of all of the money they're making off of other people's Twitch clips. It's incredible work, and it's goddamn inspiring, and I hope you guys keep it up. Excellent work, scary Fortnite community, and really just Fortnite YouTubers in general. Excellent work, you're fucking heroes out there. I love those compilations, baby. That's it. See ya. Christmas is right around the corner, and you know what Santa Claus brought to one lucky YouTuber this holiday season? A lump of coal and 150 takedown notices on their YouTube channel. I guess Mr. Claus really wanted to speed run a world record for most videos taken down in a single day because god damn. He whipped out his jolly old Saint Dick and slapped it right across this YouTuber's face. Today, a channel called Totally Not Mark, who has a history of covering Toei animation properties such as the Dragon Ball franchise and One Piece, posted this video saying that 150 videos of theirs were taken down by Toei Animations. He goes on to state that they were unjustly taken down because his content is transformative, it reviews, it critiques, it analyzes the properties without just re-uploading them or anything like that, thus it should be protected by fair use. Which it is. Now, if his channel was just playing a completely unedited One Piece episode while he's stuffing his face with popcorn, greasy-fingered and playing with his nipples or something, and not really doing anything, and just having the whole episode uploaded with him just sitting there, then they'd have a case for they are stealing the content, thus we're going to take down his video on it. But his whole channel is about the review of anime and discussing it and analyzing it, and he completely transforms that content, and it's not like he's using extensive amounts of like unedited clips from the shows or the manga that he's looking at either. So he's in the right in thinking that it is some bullshit, but if you've been on YouTube for any length of time really, you'll know that anime companies don't give a fuck about fair use. They don't give a shit, especially Toei Animations. You'll remember Team 4-Star, the people behind Dragon Ball Z Abridged? They had a video taken down and a strike on their channel while they were doing a cameo in the official Dragon Ball Z Kai show. So Toei literally had them doing a cameo while they were fucking them in the ass on YouTube. And in Mark's video here, he actually tells a similar story. Toei Animations apparently reached out to Mark and his channel in order to promote their content on it. And then they go and bury 150 of his videos, just throw that right in the shitter. To be honest, the most surprising thing about this video is the fact that they didn't strike his channel. Usually when Toei Animation has gone on these supervillain rampages, they don't just take down the videos and block them, they strike the channel for each video. So this really could have been 150 strikes in a single day for Mark and his channel. They could have banished him to the Shadow Realm. 150 strikes all at once just sends him straight to hell. That's usually how they conduct business when they go nuts to butts. This isn't the first time they've attacked YouTubers before, as I mentioned Team 4-Star, but they've also just attacked all kinds of content creators no matter their size, just for the most innocent shit. Like if there's a video of an 8-year-old drawing Goku on a piece of paper in crayon, they'll probably strike down that video at some point. They just are ruthless and they don't give a fuck. So I'm not surprised to see they did this, it's just always upsetting when they do. I'm sure if he fought each of these claims, he would get the videos reinstated. over time. But it's such a tedious, laborious process, and he mentions that as well, that it just takes so long. It would take years and years in order to get all of them back through that process. And I know a lot of people are blaming YouTube for it, and YouTube's a lot at fault because they have the tools that allows a company like this to abuse them. And it is always frustrating to see how hands-off they are when their system gets abused. They just say, oh, we'll just handle it with them. You guys can take care of it. We're not going to do shit about it. Fuck it. You guys go, play in the sandbox and make sandcastles of legal disputes. We're not touching it. That's always fucking awful. But I think people really need to focus on the fact that it is Toei Animations that have chose to abuse this shit and attack content creators. And it's not just YouTubers, by the way. I know they've done this on a lot of anime sites that just like to talk about anime and just go over and critique certain things. I know for a fact they have also issued legal takedowns for other websites as well over the years. They truly just don't give a fuck about anyone else and are just so stuck in these archaic ways where they have to lock down their property and rule it with an iron fist where no one else is allowed to even mention it unless they have paid Toei Animations money to do so. No matter how within their rights they are to critique and review anime and even show images and clips from their shows, they don't care because they will drown out that with legal notices in their legal department. Toei Animations has a lot of money and they can bully people around with it, and they do, and they have for a long time. This is just the most recent and the most grand example. 150 videos in a single day is nuts. They were taking down one video every 3 minutes, judging by the emails he showed. They were going wild. They had some intern at the office working overtime. Dude was going fucking Ultra Instinct, double fisting mice, issuing takedowns at light speed. Just to really fuck Mark's channel here in the ass. It's just really sad, and there is something else I'd like to talk about that's not just this, but it's related. Japan has this problem and this really out of touch view on the internet. And this is just another example of it. They view this channel as a threat to their property, or it's infringing on their property and it's bad for them. It's not promotional unless they say it is. And that extends beyond just Toei Animations and the anime industry in general. I'd like to quickly tell you a story about an agency in Japan called Johnny & Associates. They represent a lot of big groups in Japan, a lot of big influencers, and just very important people and celebrities in Japan. They rep them. And they are fucking scary. They're less of a talent agency and more of a corrupt military. So, if you've played the Yakuza series, you've probably also heard of Judgment. Judgment stars a very popular Japanese actor named Takeya Kimura. Takeya Kimura is represented by Johnny & Associates. And there's a reason why the most recent Judgment game will be the last one most likely, and it's because they're so afraid of the internet and having Kimura's picture on the internet. They take this so seriously that when he is doing something without their complete blessing, they will take the publication and blank him out. Here's an example. He was on this magazine cover, and then Johnny & Associates decided they didn't really want him there, so they pulled the magazine cover and then grayed him out, literally censored him. He looks like an upcoming challenger in Super Smash Bros. Melee. So they turned him into this gray silhouette because they were afraid with the PC port of this game, his image would appear on the internet, and that's a scary place for a lot of companies in Japan, it seems. So they like the complete control, and they feel like if his image was on the internet, they'd lose that ability to control everything. And that extends to other places in Japan like Toei Animation and like Nintendo. Who remembers about 10 years ago, you couldn't even post videos of Nintendo games on YouTube without risking your channel being taken down, because they would actively strike any videos that showed Mario Kart Wii or Super Mario Galaxy or anything like that. They would strike your channel because you didn't have their express written permission to showcase that, even though you were totally within your right to review those games or, talk about those games, analyze those games. They didn't care. Nintendo would still go and take down channels because they wanted that complete full control over it. So it's not just Toei Animation. It's a big problem in just all of these industries in Japan, it seems, and anime's a big one. So now, what can the Totally Not Mark channel do in order to fight these 150 claims without going through each one individually and trying to, take it through litigation and get it solved legally, because that's just going to take years. I think he said it'd take 37 years to go through the proper channels. So what does he do? I think posting the video is the right first step, and he mentions that he will no longer be supporting the company. And he's a big channel, and I imagine a lot of his followers are very upset at Toei Animations for doing this. So him not supporting that company anymore, and he said he's not going to see any more like Dragon Ball Super, like their new movie. He's not going to see it, and he's encouraging his subscribers and his fans to do the same. And I think that's the right way of handling it. They need to put pressure on Toei Animations to realize that what they did was wrong and release the claims themselves. They went through the trouble of filing 150 blocks on those videos. They can go through the trouble of unblocking them. It is an absolute bogus bullshit reason they gave for the blocking. It was completely transformative material from everything I can see on the channel, so there should have been absolutely no ground for them to do that in the first place, but they abused a broken system and got away with it for now. I do hope for a good ending to the story for the Totally Not Marked channel. I really hope the videos do get reinstated. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about it because it is just a fucked up situation all around. That's about it. So yeah. The goofball finally admitted it and is facing real repercussions for his reckless, ridiculous, stupid stunt of crashing his plane for YouTube views. I'm about to blow a kazoo right now to celebrate. It feels so great. Now, a year ago I made a video talking about a situation with a YouTuber named Trevor Jacobs, who made a video, a sponsored video by the way, where he took off in his plane wearing a parachute, which is unusual for a pilot to just have a parachute strapped on him, as I understand it. And while flying the plane, he's like, oh, jeepers, Jiminy Christmas, something's gone wrong. We've lost the engine. And he has like 9 different GoPros set up, and then he just bails out of the plane like he had just accidentally pressed triangle in GTA. He just ejects from the plane and parachutes out with his selfie stick, of course, making sure to get all of the right angles. And then the plane just unpiloted free flies around and then eventually crashes into a mountain. Now, the reason I put an emphasis on the sponsored part of this video is because that played a role in his motivation to crash this plane for views. He said it was part of the sponsorship deal, so I imagine he wanted that shit to bang. So in his deranged little mind, he cooked up this unhinged idea of crashing his plane on purpose and parachuting out. Now, it's extremely dangerous, obviously, because he had no control over where that plane was going to crash. You know, it's not like he's the weather master. He wasn't on the ground doing some kind of fucking sacred wind dance or air bending to make sure the plane crashed into a mountain with nobody around. And even then, there could have been a hiker on the mountain or anything like that. But also, there's a town nearby where it crashed, so what very well could have happened is the plane could have just kept going, gliding, and then eventually being like a fucking terrorist attack on that town with the plane crashing through a business or a house or something. Just from top to bottom, the absolute dumbest fucking idea a pilot could ever have. And everyone immediately knew that something was fishy here. Everyone immediately pinned exactly what happened, that this was a planned viral stunt. Because in the video, you know, when shit's hitting the fan, he's like, zoinks! It's all going awry. He made no attempt to fix anything, correct anything. His first instinct was to jump out of the plane with a selfie stick filming him and the plane behind him, and then parachuting to the ground. And also, everyone immediately called out how fucking weird it was that he was flying with a parachute strapped to him already to begin with. That's not normal. That's not something most pilots do. So all of the red flags were immediately being tripped. Everyone was sounding the alarm that this was a planned ejection and viral stunt to crash the plane for the sponsor deal. And now the Johnny Sins of pilots is fully admitting it. He's just taken all the egg on his face. He is squealing. He's currently pleading guilty to the obstruction of a federal investigation by cleaning up the site of the crash. This is in reference to Jacob going out of his way to make sure that he gets the wreckage and destroyed it himself, which you obviously can't fucking do, especially with a high-profile maneuver like this. Fucking crashing a plane. So it just goes over the situation here. So he's in a plea agreement, and he said that he filmed the video as part of a product sponsorship deal, and he's looking at a potential 20 years in the slammer for it, which it sounds about par for the course. Honestly, it's just lucky no one fucking died doing this. Again, he had no control over where that plane was going to crash. This could have been an unbelievable disaster, even more so than it already was. So he agreed to the plea deal and 1 felony count of destruction and concealment with intent to obstruct a federal investigation. He reported the crash to the National Transportation Safety Board, who said he was responsible for preserving the wreckage. According to the plea agreement, Mr. Jacob later claimed he did not know the location of the site, but he did and returned by helicopter and secured and removed the wreckage, which he later destroyed. So he's expected to make his initial court appearance in the coming weeks, and his pilot's license was revoked last year. All this for a drop of YouTube attention, potentially 20 years in prison because you're a starved little clout goblin who needed your fix. You needed your belly full. This has to be one of the most degenerate, terminally online ideas I've ever seen cooked up by somebody to not only reach a position in your life where you're like, I'm gonna crash my expensive plane for views on my YouTube channel, but then to go through with it and then try and cover up all the evidence. I don't know how anywhere along the way he didn't stop and think, wow, this is gonna fuck me. Because I can't even imagine a world where he would have got away with this. There was no set of circumstances where he would have somehow gotten through all of this without a problem. Everyone knew immediately that this was a planned ejection from the start. Nothing about it looked authentic or genuine. It was all so fucking cringe. Because even when he lands, after the parachuting, because he ejects from the plane, like, immediately. Like, the second he sees, like, a fly hits the windshield, he's like, oh shit, I'm out. And then he just dives out there. And then the rest of the video is spent with him hiking and giving, like, motivational and inspirational speeches like, man, this is all part of God's plan. The Lord put that parachute on my back today. I woke up and while brushing my teeth, I had a feeling, a tingle in my tummy that told me, wear a parachute today, Trevor. And I listened to that little tingler in my stomach and it saved my life. Sometimes you just get a premonition, you gotta follow through with it, everyone. Sometimes there's a divine plan for you, and that plan for me today was to wear this parachute to save myself from a catastrophic accident. God damn it. Golly gee. And then he hikes over to the wreckage, and then he's like, oh God, look at this. This is terrible. I can't believe this happened. Why? Where did it all go wrong? It's a horrible video. He's a horrible actor. The whole plan was beyond ridiculous. It's just crazy. It's craziness. Jacob also admitted in his plea agreement that he intended to make money through the video. Fucking obviously, that was clearly the main motivator here, that internet clout and ad revenue from the video. He also admitted to lying to federal investigators after submitting an aircraft accident incident report and falsely claimed the plane fully lost power roughly half an hour after takeoff, the news release said. Also, it's pretty clear to everyone watching the video, the plane doesn't exactly just lose power out of nowhere. Everything that happens in the plane in the video actually just seems like a Disney ride. Like, it is just very fucking silly. It seems like that kind of shit that you have is like the pre-ride entertainment when you're waiting in line at Disney. It's embarrassing. And it's so poorly acted that it immediately tipped off people as stupid as me who have no clue about aircraft or anything aviation related. And I was like, yeah, this had to be fake. All of it was so clearly a stunt, a viral play for that ad revenue and that sponsorship bucks. Jacob also lied to a Federal Aviation Administration safety inspector when he said the airplane's engine had quit, and because he could not identify any safe landing options, he had to parachute out of the plane. And again, if you watch the video, he doesn't look for any safe landing options. He doesn't look anywhere except for where his selfie stick was. The closest thing that even comes to a panic is him trying to locate his selfie stick so he can make sure to get good footage. Everything else, he didn't even bother going through. There was no lists of checks that he was making to try and get the engine back online or trying to glide it to safety, looking for a safe landing spot. The dude actually just boot scooting boogies right out of the plane, letting it crash behind him. Well, not behind him, because it still like flew on its own for a little while before crashing into the side of a mountain. But yeah, overall, it is so nice to see him just fully admitting all of this. I mean, we all knew it was fake from the beginning. This isn't like a surprise to anybody. But it's nice to finally just get it from his mouth, and 20 years in prison for it sounds about par for the course. This could have ended a lot worse. Again, there was a town nearby. This could have just killed random people, all for this man's YouTube views. It's so ridiculous. So, just wanted to give a little update to this because when I was streaming today, watching the Moist Esports Rocket League squad absolutely pop off, chat made me aware that Trevor Jacob was finally facing the repercussions and just openly admitting all of it. So right after the games today, I went, checked everything with a big smile on my face, and I figured it was worth updating all of you who may have been, aware of the story but not following it that closely like I was. So looking like the happy ending here. Hopefully he does face that prison time because he absolutely deserves it. That's about it. See ya.